Good morning. Welcome to Mornings with Mocha, where authenticity lives and thrives to create a space of growth, healing, and joy. I am your host, Andrea Lawful Sanders, and each day we will cover the topics that are informative and engaging while learning from each other. Good morning to each and every one of you. It is Friday, October 24th, 2025. It is 41 degrees and clear outside. It is also, the high today is going to be 58. So this is the time to bundle up, put on a pair of light boots if you want to. At 41 degrees, yeah, it's cold. It's absolutely cold outside. And this morning, we're also going to have State Rep Darisha Parker on with us. We have not had a conversation in a while. The state budget is still not passed, and there's so much that we have to discuss that I decided that she and I, it's time for us to have a dialogue. She'll be joining us at 6:45 because when she gets on the air with me and I give her 15, 20 minutes, we get to talking and life just goes on. I don't know who I'm inviting to the after party, so prepare yourselves for me to send you a link so we can talk if you so choose. Actually, there might not be an after party today because I have a meeting at 8:30, and I also want to go visit Councilmember Phillips' office to drop off some stuff. Anyway, let me start with the morning motivation, and then I'm going to talk about this tropical storm that is moving slower than we can walk, which is building strength in a way that is frightening to everyone in its path. And Jamaica has a clear path. There are 3 models that landed in the western end of Jamaica, 1 model that landed in the eastern end of Jamaica, which then leads to Hispaniola, Haiti, Santo Domingo, where they're stated to get about 26 to 30 inches of water. Pure devastation. I'll discuss that in a little bit. Let me do my morning motivation and we can go from there. After having a breakfast of liver and callaloo on Tuesday morning some years ago, as I left the restaurant and headed to my car, I saw a sister walking towards me with a big smile on her face. She greeted me with a "Good morning, you lost a bunch of weight." I stopped, smiled, and greeted her in return with, "Morning, honey. Do we know each other?" She smiled and said, "No, but God does, and you have a beautiful heart." She had my full attention. Her left side looked weak and she spoke with a slur, so I gently asked if she had suffered a stroke. She then told me it wasn't a stroke but drug use that caused this, and while her brain works well, her body not so much. We looked at each other. I asked if I could give her a hug. She replied yes, because my hugs were the best. How could she know all of this and we hadn't met before? I hugged her and we both exhaled. I told her to be careful going home. She said okay, and we parted ways. I got in my car feeling like I had encountered an angel in human form who made my entire day. Never met a stranger. When you fully own who you are at your most basic level and operate from an empathetic place, your tribe will find you. This is why it is necessary to know who you are, because being someone that adapts and adjust constantly to fit in will have all kinds of life-sucking attachments to your soul. And if you aren't careful, you will lose your center of gravity and yourself. Look around you. What does your tribe say about you? We attract to us who we are in conscious and unconscious ways. Let me let me let me touch on this. So, of course, I've been busy. If y'all have been paying attention, I haven't been posting as much. I've done all sorts of things all year long and just kept the pictures to myself, whether I traveled or whatever else. I just did not post them on social media. I follow my gut, and my gut is screaming to not posting so much of what I'm doing daily, to keep stuff at bay. So there's that. And so I've been missing a lot of things because I've been focused on what's going on in the country, focused on this hurricane that is barreling towards the land of my birth, and other people, because it's Cuba, it's Hispaniola, it's the Bahamas, Puerto Rico was getting some of the rain. I mean, the thing is huge, right? I've been focused on the left wing of the White House being torn down, politics local and nationally, warships, pointed at Venezuela, and something is going on there that we can't quite figure out yet. Focused on what the president is saying about everything, including the shutdown, the government shutdown, where so many people are they're not getting paid. They have to work, they're for work and not getting paid, or they're furloughed, which means they're not working and not getting paid. That the SNAP benefits are being shut down for November in the middle of a major holiday, which is Thanksgiving, is one of the largest 3 holidays in the country. And so we now have to kind of figure out how to feed people. As an aside, if you can afford to do this, pay for somebody's groceries for a month if you can afford to do it, right? And don't go on Facebook and talk about how you did it. Just quietly pay for someone's groceries for the month of November and help them to get a Thanksgiving meal. Groceries are really expensive now, so Lord have mercy. Plan to spend $200-$300, if not more, to help that family if you can afford it, right? Or a couple of you help to pay for a family for Thanksgiving. And then we're talking about the healthcare subsidies going through the roof. I saw one retired couple, their benefits, because they got a subsidy from the Affordable Care Act that you call Obamacare, that led them to only having to pay $443 a month for their healthcare. They got a letter recently saying that their health care now is going to be $2,200 and something a month. And they say it's like having a second mortgage. They just cannot afford it. So I'm thinking about all of these things, and I'll see your comments in a second, when something came across my feed about Lavia Jai. Now, I am not someone who denigrates people, not purposefully anyway. So I had an encounter with her when she came to the women's conference some years ago that made me pull back, and I filed it away. Didn't say anything. I'm still not going to say anything about it. Just, but I said to myself, when I was doing my rear view mother reviews, and I looked at a picture of Cynthia Erivo, I said something about her spirit is jumping off at me on this thing. And you all, if you go back and look, you'll see that I said it. All right. Okay. So there's that. So apparently Miss Lovey got on to the socials and began talking about African Americans and blah, blah, blah. I still don't know all the things that she said because I didn't get into the weeds of it, only to Google and find out why is everybody so mad at her. And, this is terrible. And I have said to all of you, if you are not born and raised in this country, and I guarantee you I've had this conversation with many a Jamaican, I've shut folks down. Because, we came here and we made it, and now, they're just lazy and this and that. That is a conditioning, and that is a branding that has been made about African Americans, that they're shiftless and lazy and all that other stuff. Nothing could be further from the truth. And if you truly want to learn about what's happening with Black people, this is not working, about Black people in this country, and you fully immerse yourself in what has happened to get them to this place where they are, then you'd be grateful to be able to come here, live here, and make a living for yourself. And so she's learning the hard way that this is not the thing to do. And apparently she doubled down a little bit, and then she started to cry and said that people were, misconstruing what she said. If there is a thought in your head that maybe you shouldn't say something, then don't say it. Then don't say it. Right? I've done now enough research. When I first came here, I was like, what's going on? I had all these thoughts. You know who helped me? My friend Denise, the one that I get in the car and travel with across the country. And I've done it 5 times. I said, Denise, explain this to me. And she started to explain. And then I would go and do my research. And it was so humbling to see what Black people in this country has gone through from the time that our ancestors were brought here, right, to where we are now. How hard we have to work. How crazy it is that you get all the degrees and did all the things. And when you did all the things that you were told to do, then the needle was moved again, and you followed the needle and it was moved again. And here we are in 2025, where folks are losing their jobs, Black women in particular, because whoever has done their research understood that in our families that Black women had the most degrees, et cetera, et cetera. It is untenable to sit from your perch of a lack of knowledge, or a perch of arrogance, or a perch of just saying something that you just are misspeaking in the moment, to speak ill of Black people that are born and raised in this country. Just to speak ill. When you come from a country where everybody looks like you, your prime minister, your doctors, your teachers, you make this assumption that, you can go wherever you are, and you're given the leg up in life to do what you need to do, so that when you come here, you're not really moved by the BS that's thrown your way. when you are from in utero feel like you have to deal with all the I mean, it's hard. Babies, by the time they go to preschool, there are assumptions made about them that they are rough and they're treated horribly, and they're told that they can't do this and they can't do that. By the time they get to elementary school, even if mommy and daddy worked with them to read, the trials and tribulations that Black people face born and raised in this country is so difficult. Sometimes folks just snap and go, I can't do it. I don't know what to do. To the ones that you see achieving, and there are millions and millions of them, bravo to them. Bravo. Because that means they have fought all the odds and won. And even as they are winning, I saw Misty Copeland taking her bow in her retirement, and she talked about having 6 bones broken in her right tibia or left tibia, and how the doors were slammed in her face. If you don't know that experience, if you've not lived that experience, please stop talking about it. Just please, please. Right. And while I acknowledge the gifts and the talents from the people from my country, I'm always careful to never downgrade or denigrate anyone else, especially people who are born and raised here. So there's some Jamaicans that will not speak to me today, and I'm cool with it. I'm absolutely cool with it, because they are intent on believing what they believe, not recognizing that they come here and live on the backs of people, on the backs of those who have had the hoses turned on them, hung from trees. I remember going to Alabama and just could feel the spirit of the ancestors, and I cried and cried and cried. I felt like I could hear them talking to me. Right? People were hung from trees, thousands of them, Black, mostly Black, but some white folks too, to fight for the freedoms to come out of slavery, to get to the civil rights movement. Hoses and dogs, and people told they couldn't sit at the same counters and couldn't drink from the same water coolers and couldn't be fed, all the things. And you had the nerve to come here, have access to all the things you want to have access to, and then you're going to turn up your nose and talk about Black people this and Black people that? Do you not know if they did not fight, if they weren't hung from trees, if they didn't fight for the right to vote, all the things that they did to the place where we are today? You couldn't sashay your little behind up in here. Yes, you may have had to work hard, but you could not have sashayed your little behind up in here and act like all is well, and because after all you did it. We're not doing that. Not today. Not today. And I'm speaking to the Africans too, because I've heard it. You heard me read a story about one in a class that I taught some years ago at a college. We have got to be mindful about the way we see and we judge people. As I am talking about that, I have said this to all of you over and again. If you listen, if you are unkind, if everything is about you and what you want and how you feel and what you need, and everybody's turned against me and blah, 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 blah. But when people go to you and ask you for support and help, you are so unkind, that mean girl spirit comes back to haunt. I promise you. It comes back to haunt in ways you cannot even begin to believe. And I am mortified by the amount of grown people, grown women, who are just incredibly mean-spirited simply because they can, simply because they have fleeting power. I suggest that you go and you cleanse your chi and sit down and say, how can I be better? Because power, my darlings, is fleeting. And what people look at is not just what you say, but what you do, how you treat them, how you speak to them. It is important. It is absolutely important. Right? So that's where I am with all of that. Forgive me for going in. No, don't forgive me. I said what I said. I did. Said what I said. I meant it too. So if you are someone who has the words on your tongue to denigrate African Americans, don't come talk to me. Your feelings are going to get hurt. I promise you. Okay? Move it along. All right. Let me go on over here. At the studio chat. Oh, Lord have mercy. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning, Marguerite, Viola. I have to call my daughter-in-law, find out when. Good morning, Dennis. I'll see you later. Bobby Carr. Good morning, my darling Beatrice. I see you. Alexandra. Good morning, darling. Good morning. Good morning, Monica and Winetta. Oh, good morning, Dr. Jana. Good morning. Let me see. Ooh, Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Good morning. Good morning, Roz. Good morning, Roz. I love your child's hair. Good morning, Joyful. Good morning. Alexandra says this is chapter 10 of Project 2025 in motion. Grocery gift cards are a great way to help those that are in limbo with their SNAP benefits. Absolutely. Monica says use a little hand sanitizer or alcohol. I have wipes. You must have seen me wiping my. I have wipes. I just can't find them. I just cannot find them. Good morning, the chosen. How are you, my darling? Good morning. I see all of you here. Good morning, Donette. Oh, you all are on here. All right. Alexandra says, Monica, not good if you have a protective coating on your glasses. It causes it to peel. I learned that the hard way. Andrea says, Lovey's mean girl energy got her in trouble again. She tried to pick on a black girl favorite again and was called out on it again. Real bad. I wish she used her words for good. But just listen. All right now. Good morning, Laura. I see you. Alexandra says, utilizing the rights of people that those people fought and died for. Yep. Laura says, I'm so glad you recognize the issues with African Americans. Our past has an effect on our present, just like any other ethnic group. Morning, Viola, I see you. All right. She says, Black folks can tell that other groups think they're better, even as they benefit from our sacrifices. I'm trying to tell you. All right, here we go. All right, so I am waiting for State Rep Darisha Parker to join me. This is probably her first time coming on this platform, so it may take her a minute. Lord have mercy. So here we are. I'm going to read a little bit of news until I see her. But yeah, we've got to be better people, right? And it shows up in the way we see and respond daily, right? And then folks come here from another part of the world, Black folks, and they're like, well, after all, this is the land of the free and homeless. Give me a job. I need a job. I need to do that. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to work hard. You have to sit and pay attention and work hard. This is no joke. This is no joke. No joke. And while we can talk about what our experiences are coming from whatever countries we come from, we have to remember that we're living amongst people who are born and raised here, who have had all kinds of things going on with them, and how they have to sacrifice. And we dare not look down on anyone. Dare not. Dare not. Let me do a little bit of news and then we can go from there. And I know some of you are going to be mad at me watching this, but it is what it is, right? This hurricane that is this, it's still a tropical storm that, because it's moving so slowly, Melissa, in the Caribbean. I need you all to, if you have travel plans to the Caribbean this weekend, cancel them. If you're getting on a cruise, cancel it. It's moving so slowly, it will take until Saturday to get to Jamaica and will sit over Jamaica for 3 damn days. I have never heard of anything like this. And the Jamaicans are really concerned, as they should be. And so we're really paying attention to that and what we're going to have to do to rebuild, et cetera, et cetera. Those who have farms, that kind of stuff, just going to all be washed away. I see her. I see you. I see you, Red Parker. Alexandra says, Mother, you have me thinking about another color of yellow for my kitchen walls. It's yellow, pink, and blue in here, honey. All right, let me let her in so we can talk. Now, where the hell are you?
Let me tell you something about a Black woman always on a mission. I go to my hairdresser at 7:30 in the morning.
In the
Girl, I helped her build her book. She used to take me at 5 in the morning. That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know,
That's what I'm talking about.
that's
You know what I like about you?
yes,
You're
ma'am.
so damn authentic. You real as hell. You don't give a damn.
Because I need people to understand. I mean, honestly and truly, y'all have seen me with and without makeup. You see me with braids, without braids. You didn't see me with a scarf, baseball cap. I make sure I don't embarrass you. I do make sure I wash my behind, brush my teeth, and get the corners, every corner I could possibly imagine. But
You
you
are
know, when
so
it's me and I'm about my constituents, I'ma always be here for y'all. Like I'ma just sometimes I want to do things with y'all. And I said, you know what? Let me tell you how real me and you about to be. Like if it to make our mission go further,
Mhm.
me and you gonna be in the bars, bars, barbershops, and beauty salons because
Yeah.
I'm seeing a population of people that don't, know anything. I'm gonna shut my tangent. I'm gonna let you go and go ahead and be great, and then we just gonna just keep doing it the way we doing it.
Okay. Well, my hairdresser takes me at like 8 o'clock in the morning, so I get it.
Okay.
Let me. Darisha Parker.
Yes, ma'am.
State Rep Darisha Parker is a member of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives representing District 198. She assumed office on December 1st, 2020. Her current term ends on November 30th, 2026. Wait a minute, State Rep.
Yes, ma'am.
You've only been in office for 5 years, child. It feels like 100 years.
Girl, it only been 5. It feels like 50. but this
Woo!
but this work is, do you want me to can I turn the camera off because I'm driving? Or you want
Yeah,
it
go
on? What do
ahead,
you want me to
darling.
do?
You can
Okay,
you
okay.
can turn it. Okay,
Okay.
you turn it
Yeah,
down.
okay. So I think let's just talk about this landscape right now, Andrea.
Mhm.
Um I really am nervous that everything black people are afraid to do and say. And let me just
Mhm.
explain it. I fear no one but man, but God. God.
Mhm.
God is who I fear. So I'm faithful and a servant of his work, and I'm gonna do everything in goodness and decency and order, but I
Mhm.
ain't no fool. Okay. And these individuals that we are seeing are so emboldened to
Mhm.
be bold and with their supreme white supremacy
Mhm.
and being able to do everything that they want, that they do everything they want. The two things that have been standing out for me, and I have not been unapologetic about it,
Mhm.
I call him the criminal in chief because that's what he is with his best friend, with his billionaire best friend. I do it all the time. um, but what happened to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett,
Mhm.
who is in Texas, who has been outspoken from day one about the egregiousness of him
Stop for a
and
second
all
for me,
of.
please. Stop for a second for me, please.
Sure.
Can you speak to what happened to Jasmine Crockett?
Yes, that's why I was bringing you to it. I was teeing you up.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So let's just share how ruthless this is. When you have and she's the first African American. There's two. When you have
Mhm.
an African American woman who is politically and very brilliant of all of her titles, she's been unapologetically speaking out. So what happens when we have a person who is, we know, fearful and scared of this power? He gets with the cronies, the Republicans of Texas legislature, who have the control, and they did redistricting. You hear me? This woman does not have a seat or a
What?
district.
Wait, wait,
Should it,
wait. You wait. Stop for a second because I want to
yes, ma'am.
make sure because I can't see your face. So whenever you
Okay.
sit in park, turn that face on so I can see you.
Okay.
Are you
I'm about
telling
to
me
I'm about to park so you can see the face because you got to
if
get my
you
facial expression. Yes,
right,
ma'am.
right? If I'm hearing you correctly, a Democrat
Yes.
worked in favor with the Republicans in the Texas House. Is that what you're saying to me?
No. I'm saying the president got with his Republican cronies
Okay.
and they ran redistricting in the Texas
Right. I
legislature.
saw that happening. So they took away her seat.
Yes. So you know that what that so let me just say this. That would be, she's seated as a congresswoman right now, right? She has the honorable title, but she doesn't have a district as of next year when she has to run. So she has to decide which district she's going to run for.
Oh, wow. So they came for her.
Okay?
Yeah, they came for
Yes.
her. Yeah. And I think
You want me
even
to
with
keep
all of that, she would
yeah.
have done it again. She would have done it again. Go ahead. Go ahead.
She's not she hasn't stopped. She hasn't stopped, okay?
Hmm.
So another William, because you want to see my face again.
Hmm.
Another bad woman, and I'm being G-rated. I don't want to cuss that much for you. Another bad sister, another brilliant, and both of these women are black women, accomplished attorneys. Okay, that's
Hmm.
the thing. Remember the name, the Attorney General from New York, Letitia
It's
James.
James. Yes. Mm-hmm.
She has been going after him for, oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
What was the latest thing that she was indicted
Yes.
for? For something egregious that none of the attorneys um can even fathom, because it doesn't even make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So why do I
Mm-hmm.
bring both of those black women up to
Mm-hmm.
you and how egregious this time is?
Mm-hmm.
We now have, I think you shared the article several times, 300,000 African American women
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that are unemployed, right? As
Mm-hmm.
you share those stats, black women always hold down black men.
Mm-hmm.
So to make his key phrase, the wealthy wealthier again, you go after a base of our economic that is contributor to the trillions of dollars that we spend, and
Mm-hmm.
you attack it by taking out the power base of our community without this country.
Mm-hmm.
And it was designed and it was strategic. So I'm gonna tell you something else, and y'all, and I'm ready for you now. You have the previous administration, Obama, his whole family, Ivy League, pedigree, Ivy League, educated, Ivy League, degrees, correct?
Mm-hmm.
His son did not get in.
Mm-hmm.
With his name and power and all of this pedigree, he couldn't get his son in.
Into Harvard.
Stay into it, right?
Yeah.
He couldn't get into Yale, right? So
Mm-hmm.
stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that means, again, here we go. Then he tried to, I guess, lure a celebrity or whatever, and he
Mm-hmm.
tried to use his private jet to lure her or to
Mm-hmm.
woo her, whatever. She rejected it and didn't want it. So when you have two things with this man, with his last name, all of his everything, he can't get his son into an Ivy League school. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
can't get his son into an Ivy League school. Can't get his son into an Ivy League school. Can't get the woman he's trying to court on a plane. So you got all these public things that's happening to him, and it's fearful of blacks. It's everything that's happening to him personally, that he can't use his name and whatever. So what does he always do? He always goes on the attack, because he punishes individuals for not using his name and title to get what he wants. So I say all of that to say, none of this is a coincidence. All of this is by his design,
Mm-hmm.
and it's as a distraction to get people more fearful of this process of a dictatorship of government. Now, when I say all of that, to say to people, did we lose two legislatures? Yes. Do I think individuals, especially in the Republican and the Democratic Party, are fearful of their life? Absolutely. I
Mm-hmm.
move on the swivel all the time. But I'm sharing with you all of that to say is, so then why wouldn't we vote? Why wouldn't we vote people like this out? Why wouldn't we participate in a process that you don't even have to watch? You could do it in your pajamas, but
Mm-hmm.
yet and still that folks are so angry that he was able to be who he is and take things away from him. People start participating.
Yeah. 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 Let me ask you this
Yes,
while we're
ma'am.
having this dialogue.
Sure.
Do you think being silent in the middle of this, despite all the fear that people are having fear, and they're like, if I'm silent, he'll just overlook us. Do you think being silent is going to help us in this time?
Um, It depends on who you're asking is being silent. I think
Okay.
I think it has to be strategic. I understand some people who are political, who are politicians, who have remained silent. And I respect everybody's decision. I truly,
Hmm.
truly do.
Agreed. Hmm.
However, me in my role, in my capacity as being vice chair of the Legislative Black Caucus,
Hmm.
I can't do it. I can't. It's not in me to do.
Hmm.
It's not in me. But I respect those that make that decision. What I don't understand is how collective our party should have been long time ago, from November until now. That's the part that has me baffled. It has me baffled that there hasn't been a congruent, cohesive and
Hmm.
collective of Democrats that
Hmm.
literally have looked at the numbers to say, you know what, a woman didn't win again.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
our behind kicked again based on the limited of time and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what needs to happen for the primary of May of 2025. Here's what needs to happen for the general election. Here's what we need to do for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part. To me, I'm confused. Where is the outcry? Where is the planning? Where
Right.
you don't stop motorcading, you don't stop knocking on doors, you don't
Mm-hmm.
stop phone banking because you lost in November. You crank it up even more.
Right, right, right. Alexandra Jackson says the gerrymandering map removed her house out of her district, and they just did it in North Carolina. So
Mhm.
this is going to be, this is what I'm saying. It's going to take Democrats, independents years to win another house or a control of another house or senate, depending on, because of how they're gerrymandering these maps across the country.
Yeah.
And so what do we do, right? How do we fix that? And the Supreme Court is, Alexandra says it's also why the Supreme Court decision for the Louisiana case for the Voters' Rights Act will take away power to vote her
Mhm.
back in. All of that is
Oh,
happening. And
yes.
she said that State Crockett just got fitted with a custom made bulletproof vest. They're
Yes.
coming for her.
Yeah.
And
And here's tell go to Sandra and tell her this.
mhm,
I, from a different perspective and a lens as a sister, I would have never made that public, me speaking to you ladies now,
mhm,
because that means they're going to come for your head. So
yeah,
you don't, some things you just loosely
yes,
sink
yeah,
ships.
yeah, yeah,
I wouldn't let them know. I wouldn't have any of that out there.
yeah,
I would
yeah,
just
yeah,
keep it very, very quiet.
yeah,
At all given times. Like there's just certain things that you can't announce,
yes.
and when you know you're dealing with people who are ready and aiming and willing, and death threats is
And
luring,
reckless as hell. They're just taking
reckless.
lives, right, because they believe they'll be pardoned. They'll believe
Hmm.
they'll never spend a day in jail. All the things.
Hmm. All the things, because what else would lead you to believe that that would not happen in their favor?
Mm-mm-mm.
So it goes to your point. The uproar of everything that both of you are sharing is what should be encouraging people. Now, I appreciate everything of votes, and I need everybody to make sure we do what we need to do in the next few weeks, because I'm saying to everybody, Pennsylvania, I'll speak it in affirmation, cannot be Texas.
Yeah. And they're
Cannot.
working hard to
With
get
our,
there.
right, with the retaining of, we have to retain our judges.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way in my vision that
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, and I'm speaking all of this into existence, because I'm seeing all things bad pointing in different directions, but we
Mm-hmm.
can make it in a
Mm-hmm.
positive thing. There's things that you and others can just do in the comforts of your home.
Mm-hmm.
Call 100 or more people. Why have what is your plan for election day? Have you decided? And some people want to do it in a nonpartisan manner. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't poo poo any efforts right now. I always gotta be
Mm-hmm.
partisan because I'm very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to make sure and we protect
Mm-hmm.
what is rightfully ours. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I want to remain being your state representative. I want to continue to do that. I don't want the district to change in a manner that you don't have the representation of a person like me that's going to fight hard for our district that concludes East and West Oak Lane, Alany, Nicetown, Logan, and
Right.
Germantown.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want somebody else to do that in the next when we have the census. So I say all of that to tell people that there's things that we constantly keep doing.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we do it, this year, we just got to take it up even a notch before based on people's feelings. And I really think you say the things all the time, the conditions tell the story. So you got
Yeah.
people who are angry about everything. They're angry at the
Mm-hmm.
school district. They're angry at their politicians. They're angry
Mm-hmm.
at their block. They're just angry. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when we get angry, we shut down. I'm telling people to angry and fight back and organize and take care. If at minimum, all you have to do is simple as this. At minimum, know 5 to 6 people on your block and be responsible for them. Check in with them, talk to them, organize with them. do things, knock on doors, do all of these things collectively. Then if you're not seeing things on the different branches of government, then you get your committee people, your ward leader involved to counter or talk to your politicians. The
Mhm.
politicians should never be your front line call. It should
Right.
be after you exhausted every call, you
Mhm.
call them.
Mhm.
And I tell this to you, and I'm very, I give it real.
Yes.
We are not celebrities. I say it again. We are not celebrities. Oh, I can't start the meeting until Rep Parker arrives. Y'all should have been the meeting to give me notes for my staff for me to follow up on. I'm not the celebrity. I am not. No, I am not. Mayor
So
Parker. Go ahead, Ben. Go
so
ahead.
so
Yes.
Laura asked,
Mhm.
how can we volunteer to get the vote? She just told you, Laura, know 5 or 6 people on your block, be responsible for them, talk to them about what's going the issues, help them to figure out, to get them to go to vote, etc. That makes sense. We have a block captain that is very involved, and listen, he sends
Mhm.
text messages, blah 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 blah, this going on, that's happening. So we're very aware on my end, but um I'm having dialogue now with
Mhm.
certain community members in East Germantown, and they
Mhm.
are they are
As
coming with receipts.
they should come with receipt. Tell her also you have PA DEMS.
Okay.
And if you put in PA DEMS, it'll give you a link that you can start doing phone banking. You can
Okay.
start knocking on doors. You can do all of these things that I
Mm-hmm.
just shared. And
Mm-hmm.
just Google it. It'll give you a link and you can start sharing it and you could do it at the comforts of your home. It's real simple.
Let me
All you
ask you
need
this.
is a phone or a laptop. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so PA Dems. Let me ask you this: are you
Mhm.
state rep for East not East Germantown too?
East Germantown, East Germantown, East Germantown.
So that's over by Ardley.
No, ma'am. No.
Okay, Germantown. Okay,
Mm-mm,
okay,
mm-mm,
all right.
mm-mm.
Martin Luther King High School.
No,
Okay,
no, 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 no.
you're not.
But
Okay.
I know they're angry. I get the wind.
Ooh,
But guess what? This is what I say to you. When folks are angry, that's when you invite us in.
yes, yes, yes.
Because
What they're saying is they have been having these conversations. They have been begging. They have had meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. I
Mhm,
mean, the receipts are popping up in ways that is,
mhm,
disconcerting, and I don't know what else to do with it. They keep saying we need somebody that's going to represent us, that's actually going to do the work, right? So I don't know what's going to
mhm.
come from. I'm going to leave that alone because I literally want you now to go over to the state budget. Has that damn thing passed yet? I know the answer.
No,
Okay.
no.
What's instead of just telling me it's the Republicans, tell me why.
It is.
I got it, but tell me
Okay.
why they're holding up the state budget. What is their argument for holding up the state budget?
Several things, several things. Let's talk with the big elephant in the room. They did send over a budget. The Senate was in session this week, so they
Mm-hmm.
sent over, as they call it, the governor's budget to the House. And the reason why my voice is raspy because I know I'm gonna be angry and upset. I'm gonna be angry and upset because each time they send it back over to us, it's less. It's a lesser amount than what we originally asked for. So, say for instance, you're asking in your world, you're asking for a contract in
Mm-hmm.
the amount of, let's just throw out a number, $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
But you then thinking you're doing some heavy negotiation or whatever, right? It comes back to you for $20,000.
Okay.
What at that point, what are your fiscal head? What are you fiscally going to do? And what are you fiscally prepared to
Cut.
say
Mm.
that's cut that you could live with or live without after this
Mm-hmm.
cut? Because
Mm-hmm.
then once you send it back, it may be down to 15.
So in other words, are we playing cat and mouse here
Yes.
at the
That's
lives for people's
mm-hmm.
lives?
Yes.
How is this the longest the budget has never ever been
No.
not been passed?
Mm-mm.
What's
Mm-mm.
the longest?
April June of 2014 and it passed in March of 2015.
Okay. So what happens to the people who depend on the money? On the, to continue to exist, for the programs
Sure.
that are helping people to survive?
Sure. The main thing, sadly, some have taken out loans. Uh-huh. Now, me and you, sadly, Andrea, we go through this every year and you roll your head. Only thing that's different this year is your hairstyle. But me and you have been going through this
Every year.
ever
Hmm.
since we've been elected. And
Hmm.
the only difference is I'm gonna challenge you and the young lady in the chat. I don't know if you know her or not, so get to know her.
Alexandra, uh-huh.
Yes. I want you to shadow me.
Okay.
The only reason this year I've been very hesitant for all of you guys,
Hmm.
because I just know that the Republicans are bat crazy. So I'm just being cautious. But I want,
Hmm.
that's the side that I know you love and
Hmm.
you want to see it real time. Because
Right.
sometimes when people hear it from me, they may think I'm just whining and I'm just, here she go, just whining. I need people to really see it real time.
You're back in, you're back in session. Are you there all next week? Is there a day next week that you're not there?
I'm there all next week. And then we have and then I'm back in November. So between now and November, let's really lock something down that
Okay.
you can either shadow me,
Okay. Hold
and
on.
or shadow me. I'll just
Hold
put it
on.
on
Hold
my
on.
LAs.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hmm.
Hold on. Hold on. Keep talking.
Okay.
I'm putting up my calendar.
Okay.
All right.
Right, in November. And then your shadowing will be when I'm doing committee meetings and all of that. So I'm hoping in November we got some committee meetings so you can just do a day and see everything. We'll have you on the floor, be acknowledged, and then we'll just do the
You don't
whole
even have to
shebang.
acknowledge me. What is happening?
Okay.
Let me
Hmm.
the 30th, Thursday the 30th. Anything going on there?
Now we're back in Philly.
You're back in Philly. Okay.
Hmm.
So then what
Hmm.
do you have in November? And I'm doing this on the air on purpose because I need
Hmm.
to figure this out. All right. You know what? We'll talk because there's an
You
election on
no,
November
it's going to
4th.
be. We go back to Harrisburg after the election, so we
Okay.
can do something during that in November. It's like the probably like the third week in November.
That's just before
Holidays or something.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk offline
Okay.
about that then because then I do
Not a
need to
problem.
come and do this. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So what can
Because you need a
people
comparison from City
I
Hall to
do.
Harrisburg.
I
Gotcha.
do. I do.
Hmm.
What do people do now as they're watching the budget not being passed? What can the
Hmm.
constituents do to help move this along, if anything?
Um. Again, the main thing is calling the same. Here's the difference. I can give you a better reading once we see it next week,
Okay.
because we know the number is low. And we just have to see how much is cut. This probably is my I think this year is is the first year because I cannot provide certain fundings for organizations that I wanted to fund. That's what it is. And the reason being is we passed marijuana, recreation marijuana.
Mhm.
It died in the Senate and they still have not regulated skill games. So that's millions and millions and millions of dollars on the table that's not coming back in our Commonwealth. And there we are.
Hmm. If this is not the impetus for people to go out and vote on Tuesday, November 4th, I don't know what is. You're asking people to go and to retain the three Supreme Court
Hmm.
judges, right, that are up
Yes,
for
yes,
state Supreme Court judges who have been
yes,
the backbone into keeping Pennsylvania from being a part of the things that you see happening
yes,
across the country. But if we don't vote,
yes.
that's going to
Mhm.
be for naught.
And it's getting confusing for a lot of people because they don't know who to vote for.
You're going in and out, state rep. Hello, state rep. We can't hear you, Lord. See, this is live television, live television. All right. I don't know what happened to her. Maybe she'll go out and come back in. But right now you heard what she had to say. Politicians are being targeted for speaking up. Jasmine Crockett was gerrymandered out of her House seat. So when she goes to run next year, there will be no district for her to run in. We don't know how that's going to take place for her. Her life is in danger because she continues to speak truth to power. Someone threatened someone threatened Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. He was arrested. That said that he should have a bullet put to his head. If you can work the polls, as Alexandra says, she says, I'll be working the poll on November 4th in Delaware County. If you can work the polls, make sure you get some training because elections and election day has become contentious in many areas. And so make sure you get the training that you need to do to stay safe, understand what you need to do. If you don't want to be a poll worker, then go volunteer in your community to help people to get to the polls to vote. You can, if that's not the thing for you, then you can start to talk to your neighbors and talk to them about why voting is important and what's going on, because sometimes it's difficult. There you are. For people to understand. So these are the different ways that you can. Yes, we're past the time for people. That was Monday. Monday was the last day for people to register to vote. So
Yep.
that ship has sailed, right? And
Yeah.
and you want to check online to see if you are on the rolls to vote and where your
Yes.
voting station is. All those things you can do now. Don't
Yes.
wait until November 4th to get into this conversation.
Sure.
Now, as a state rep, can you turn your camera back on? I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and with your cute self. So let's talk now about what's been going on around the country. What has your constituents been saying to you?
Sure. The best thing I can share with everybody, and my forgiveness. Let me tell you how Big Brother works. We got too hot on the topic, so they turned my phone off. Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving. So it did that has. I swear, nothing but God. That has
Yeah,
never happened to me in 5 years. Okay,
yeah,
so I'm nervous that constituents are only speaking about the federal shutdown. That's the part that has me very concerned. That
mhm,
there's everyone is so focused on the federal that they don't even understand
mhm,
that that we're not shut
mhm,
down. We just
mhm,
don't have a budget, which
mhm,
which is the broader picture, because when the federal government is shut down, we are the pass through for funds. So what does that also mean? It also means when the federal, say for instance, their budget, they open back up, so
mhm.
whatever the funds are that we are due, we don't have a budget.
So how are you managing now?
Who says I'm managing? I just feel that
And there goes the internet again. There goes that internet again. Tamara says, I'm available to give rides to the polls between 12 and 2 p.m.
truthful,
Yeah, go ahead.
trying to tamper it to not scare, but want people to just be involved.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. Whether you're doing some community service, whether you just want to be involved, whether you just want to answer some phones, just volunteer instead of being voluntold.
Yes.
And I think because of the nature of everything is civics. Everything that's
Mhm,
happening is by our three branches of government. What
mhm,
we are seeing now is the executive branch. There's executive branch, judiciary branch,
mhm,
and legislative. I'm a part of the legislative branch. So
mhm,
everything that's happening, sadly, is because of the criminal in chief from the executive branch. And
mhm.
that is that's carried out by our judges.
Yeah. Laverne says, yep, pre-K counts and Head
Mhm.
Start is not getting paid. Classrooms about to be to
Yep.
close at the end of the month. So everything is coming to a grinding
Yes.
halt.
Yes.
Is this that we want people to be so frustrated that they take to the streets? Like what's the end goal here?
I feel for us as a people, when people decide to come to Harrisburg, no shade, that you come in May and June You keep doing the same thing and keep getting the same results.
Mhm. Mhm.
The
Yeah.
time for you to start advocating, the time is been really now,
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
don't let up.
Right. Show
And
up and
that's
get it done.
what I always challenge. We get angry, we get frustrated, and we just quit.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
need people. When I was sharing with you that folks were not being compensated when they were child care providers, and once they got their check, crickets. Like, that's
Mhm.
not the time for you to be a cricket. It's the time for you to bring me in for a chat and chew. Thank you,
Mhm.
Representative Parker. I'm so happy. What now? What is the next
Yeah.
steps?
Right.
And
Right.
that's what I need. I don't need you when it's done. I need you when it's not done, to keep doing it
Right.
and then show up at our committee meeting.
Yeah.
Provide your testimony. Show up, be present, and be involved and engaged, because it's all of our lives
Yeah.
that are at
Yeah.
stake. And we have to do something to better prepare ourselves, especially our babies.
Mhm. Mhm. Laverne agrees with you. Um, the I feel the frustration mounting. I do.
Yes, it is.
Um, Folks can't pay their rent or their mortgages because they've been out of work.
Mm-hmm,
Um, to the Black women who have been out of work for more than 15, 16 months that never said a word until now. I don't know how they did
mm-hmm,
it, right?
mm-hmm.
You get another job. It's half of what you were being paid before, so your whole lifestyle is completely changed.
Sure.
There are folks who depend upon the SNAP benefits that are now. And how do you know how many millions of people are on the rolls for that, for SNAP benefits?
I'm
Okay.
talking to you now, but when I'll get the flyer, I'll just text it to you. I
Okay.
can't do it because I'm driving, so
Yeah,
I'll make
got
sure
it.
you
I
have
got it.
it.
I got it. I
Mhm.
got it. So there's
And
that.
make
There's
sure you get Senator Haywood. He has been leading this conversation with SNAP benefits.
okay. All right. So I'm going to send a message to my producer to
Hmm.
make sure that I get him on the air with me.
Hmm. Senator Haywood, Secretary Valar Kush. They have been very leading it, and then we just pretty much take their role
Okay.
from them. And then also, I also recommend, if we had to do it first, I would recommend Congressman Boyle first,
Okay.
Senator Haywood, and Val Q second.
Okay. And what
Hmm.
are we talking to Congressman Boyle about?
Snaps, anything federal. Those are the
Uh-huh.
he's your congressman.
Okay.
Hmm.
Boy, about snap. I'm sending it now because I will
Hmm.
forget.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. All
Hmm.
right. So we'll see where that's going. Thank you for that. Every time you send me these people, I reach out to them. They respond. They come on, and we have good dialogue.
I told you. It's
Yeah.
not too many people. And listen, guess who else?
Yeah.
I recommend, and guess what? You should reach out, Senator McCormick and Senator Fetterman. Why not?
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People need to hear from them, need to see from it, and they need to explain.
Yes. Yes. Uh. Yep. Yep. Yep.
They need
Yep.
to explain. And I guess to you, my sister, I always know that individuals in the profession of, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a radio show, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a newspaper, anyone that's in the media, multimedia, journalist
Mm-hmm.
field, I'm praying for all of you, because
Indeed.
I've seen what he's done.
Indeed.
I've seen what he has done. He has shunned people, shut him down. I have seen other things happen that I've never thought could
Could
happen.
happen. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
have I guess I'm just, am I taken back and surprised? None of this really surprises me when we're talking
Yeah.
about who we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
and and when you have freedom of speech, and I think that sadly is what we're in right now, because I never would think that freedom of speech, that we literally would be in the situation that we're in right now.
Mhm,
Now, I'm not saying, when I'm saying freedom of speech, that I'm going to say that I'm going to do something dangerous to
mhm.
him, or that I want something bad to happen to him, and that's not what I mean, freedom of speech, or that
But
I'm
to
going to
report the news in an
right,
effective manner is
right.
really important. Yeah, I have been having conversations with parts of my team about
Hmm.
those of us who are on the air every single day, right? Just having the dialogue.
Right.
And in fact, transparently, that thing was
Hmm.
wearing me down because I was like, Jesus. right? You think about your family, you think about
Yes.
yourself, you think about all the things that are going on. But the spirit of the ever living God keeps telling me, informing the people the best way you know how to.
Mm-hmm.
Keep making sure that the voices are heard, because I don't come on here to spout 2 seconds of news. I literally am diving in depth with the folks about the
Mm-hmm.
things that are impacting them every single day and what
Absolutely.
solutions we can find to help each other, right? So I've
Right.
been saying, listen, if everybody had heard David and I last year in November, we're almost a year in,
Mm.
when we said, start
Mm-hmm.
preparing. People are going to
Yes.
lose their jobs. These are the
Yes.
things that are getting ready to happen.
Yes.
Make sure you
Yes.
have extra food, extra
Yes.
water, all the
Yes.
things.
Yes. Your passports. Remember you talking about the passports?
Ah, come on. All the things. But people kept saying to me, well, if you're an American citizen, you're safe. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. The news that's coming out of Chicago right now is intense. And so we're a year in now. We're a year in, y'all. If you're
Yes.
under the sound of my voice and you don't remember anything that we said, please prepare yourselves, because anybody can lose their jobs at any moment. Anybody, right? Anybody. Jasmine Crockett is now going through all sorts of things. Speaking of, and if there were more people standing behind her, now here's what I'm going to tell you: history is going to remember all of us,
Yes.
right, in one
Yes.
way or another. So
Yes.
my thing is, you can either die on your knees or die standing up. Which
Mm-hmm.
one do you prefer? So
Facts.
what I have taken to doing state rep is
Mm-hmm.
taking a day off here and there. Some days, one day I came on the air and I couldn't get the words out properly. My words were being jumped. I said, oh yeah, it's time for me to slow down, right? Because there's so much that I have to pick up every single day. Every day we're trying to cover. And then the phone, Denise was with me. She said, Andrea, your phone never stops ringing. People think I get off the air and I go and I pick tulips in the garden. They have no idea. No idea. It's a lot.
It
It's
is
a
a
lot.
lot. But I text you several times. I know I've sent
I
you
know.
cards.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
And I-
Because,
and
baby,
guess what? I do the same thing. I think a lot of people think because they see me so much that I work 8 days a week. If it was 8 days a week, but I do shut down. I shut down. I did something great this week. We went to Vision Zero. Council
mm-hmm,
President Johnson, his team, Councilmember Phillips,
mm-hmm,
Napoleon Rep. And it was the best day. We were in Hoboken, New Jersey.
mm-hmm,
They since 2017 they have had no deaths. And that is I'm all about quality of life and safety
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
with these bicyclists. So I had to go back and forth. It was a whole coalition of bicycle people,
mm-hmm,
bicycle organizations that traveled to the trip so we can do a
mm-hmm,
walking tour, or some people chose to ride so we
mm-hmm.
can see what another world will look like.
Right.
And of course that neighborhood is wealthy, well affluent. They're
Mm-hmm,
50 to about 54,000 individuals,
mm-hmm,
but it gave me a different perspective of safety. It gave me what other things can be like if
mm-hmm,
we use certain things as certain strategic. But let me
mm-hmm,
tell you another thing that people don't like to hear. There was a time, all of us, and you in particular, and you and I in particular, even before I got elected, I never went to government for anything. I never went to government for a grant. I never went to government to help me with this. I never went to government for this.
yeah.
It's like I call them the poverty pimps because
Mm-hmm,
everyone is coming with their hand out, and the money is endless. Like I've seen things come across my desk, a $2.5 million like letter of support, and I'm saying, what am I supporting? And then I read it. I'm like, no, I'm not supporting that. I'm
mm-hmm,
sorry, but you're my state rep. Yeah, but I don't have to agree.
mm-hmm,
So it's like the nonprofit hustle has really
mm-hmm,
gotten in is just going buck bonkers, not
mm-hmm,
knocking those. And there's so many people that I know that are boots on the ground that have never gotten funded, and it's shameful. And it's
mm-hmm.
shameful, and I feel that people forgot we used to raise money. We used to do fried chicken dinners,
You must be
fashion
in my head,
shows,
because I talked about this a
cupcakes,
couple of days
everything.
ago.
Hmm.
We had figured out, because there was no federal government loan to get or no
No,
state government, and
no.
so the amount of money, and folks live off of these grants, right?
Yeah.
My thing is, if you were showing and proving, like Anton Moore, what you were doing with the monies at the endless supply of money that you were getting, that would make one thing. But let me tell you, this thing is about to make mice out of men. Do you hear what I'm telling you?
It
It's
is.
about to make mice out of men. Because
Because
if you have not
guess,
been doing the
yes.
work at
Yep.
all, and
Hmm.
you see what's happening, what's coming down in the pike in this country, you can no longer just hold out your hand and say, I expect. And then someone said to me from a foundation years ago,
Hmm.
not only do they expect the money, she said, the pitiful way they write the grants. Look like a fifth grader wrote it, right?
Oh,
They don't
oh,
even take the time and the energy to do this thing well. And
sis.
then they don't want to write the report
Mm.
for what they've done with the money that they've gotten. Who the hell lives like this?
I get you better. And then, so there was an organization, and I think that they did get funding, and it was in a time of redistricting. So I went to go see them. They tried to invite me to a luncheon. I told my staff, decline. That's not what the funding is for.
Mhm.
It's not a luncheon. I want to see the real time program. Are
Yep.
you doing financial literacy? Are you doing
Come
literacy?
on.
Are you teaching them a trade? Are they going to the
Mhm.
unions? Are they shadowing a
Mhm.
lawyer, a doctor, a
Yes.
police? Are
How
they
are you
are
tangibly impacting them
oh
beyond getting the money in your pocket?
I'm about to drop the real gems on you. Are you showing our men and women how to properly bathe and do personal hygiene so they don't walk out the house looking grimy and grungy and dirty like they have never understood the fundamentals of hygiene? I am very
Something like
concerned
that.
of our people, whether they're any hue.
Mhm.
That when was it acceptable to be dirty? When was it acceptable?
Mentally, people are just losing it. They're just throwing on their clothes and showing up. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love you saying
Yeah.
mentally, but some people just don't give a damn. I'm just gonna be keeping it a beat. I'm just gonna give it. They just don't give a damn because this new wave of living is how they feel they should live. And I'm saying
Yeah.
that's because you know why? A man can only do what a woman allows. So if a woman is laying up with a dude that's still grimy and they think that's okay, I want us to go back to the days. We can do that by really teaching women and girls how to properly bathe themselves, brush your
I didn't
teeth.
realize we were there.
Oh, honey,
I did it with the University of Pennsylvania for almost 20 years with students. I didn't realize adults were out here.
girl, what? Jesus.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
to the point. I mean, some of them I don't even know their skin tone because you can't because what you're saying is
Are you telling me
this.
that these are people that are not unhoused, that they live somewhere that's not
Yeah,
bathing?
girl,
Is that what you're saying to me?
girl, yes. How can I
Oh,
smell
wow.
you and it's only 9 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
But there
And
are some trying situations. Some people
yes,
don't have the water, and
right,
so there are really dire situations
right.
out here. But I feel to your point, we got to be able to just pull each other to the side and say, "You're not doing well. Let's
Mm,
go
mm,
talk. I
yeah,
don't. I only have $30. Let's go to the
yeah,
store. Let's get you some things,
yeah.
and let's show you how to do all of these
You know
things."
why I said mental health? There
Hmm.
was what
Yeah.
August, September. I was
Hmm.
so distressed
Hmm.
about everything that was going on around me. I didn't want to bathe. I was like,
Hmm.
"What do you mean you don't want to bathe? Get up, go to the bath!" Like I literally had to talk myself. I was
Hmm.
like, but I always get up and do what I'm supposed to do. But I remembered feeling that way on some days, like I don't feel like I need to do this. I don't want to do this. So I wonder sometimes if mental health. But if this is a consistent thing
Hmm.
that's happening with some folks, then and that's an easy enough fix, right? Because the
Hmm.
folks that I have met that are not unhoused, that have not been bathing, it's usually anxiety and depression, like depression that's so
Yes.
deep. But then
Yes.
there's some folks who just don't give a damn and don't want to bathe.
I
Yeah,
think it's a combination of both, but
yeah.
that's why I said as a people, if we I find that people just use social media to cover
Mhm.
up how they really are feeling.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
rants, the venting, the everything is just ranting, venting,
mhm,
just because they just don't know any other outlet and they feel that
mhm.
social media is their safe space.
And it's not.
It's not. I just saw the spiral of the sad sister that passed
Mhm.
and how this thing has now just gotten so political. Like they're blaming everybody. And do you understand? He did a criminal. He is a criminal who did a heinous thing. Rest in peace, my sister. Rest in peace to you and your family. Blessings. Representative Parker is doing what I'm supposed to do, praying and supporting the family because there's more layers and it's going to be more revealed. But I just am just sad. And I'm to another thing with our sisters and our young girls. With anybody who's reaching out and calling for help,
Mhm.
we got to listen
Yes.
and you may not know what that help is, but we got to help them even if we don't know how. And I
Mhm.
think that's if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you're tired of me being your politician, or you're tired of hearing the rhetoric and you want
Mhm.
assistance, but you don't know how to unpeel the onion, reach out to Andrea. She'll
Yeah.
then pull all of us together to help you out. I know there's some people who are nervous and scared because they don't know if they're going to be arrested. ICE, it's a whole lot of things. I just need, if you need assistance, the only thing Representative Parker cannot do is recommend an attorney in my
Mhm.
legislative capacity. That's why I
Mhm.
recommend community legal service. I will read um, law, the PLSA. I know it's the lawyers organization. There's
Mhm.
the barristers. There's face to face. There's senior law centers. So I do all of those organizations, but I cannot um recommend an attorney, not in my full capacity at no given time. So I just share that with everybody to say we are one. We God is letting us know and preparing us for this storm because we are deep root in it. And there's days that, as we were talking about Big Brother, and you see what I had to do.
Yeah,
I just basically say that walk away from your phones. You gotta
baby.
walk away from your phones. You gotta pull it down, because sometimes, Andrea, sadly, people don't know what's real and what's fake. I'm getting corrected all the time on Facebook. They're like, rep, that's AI, rep, that's AI.
Yeah.
So now
Mhm.
I'm not even sharing things because I don't even know what's real. I don't know what's fake. I am not an expert. I'm concerned and know that we need to know more
Mhm.
about this automation and everything like that.
Mhm.
I think we got to be in tune, and we got to get our finances and how and that tight
Mhm.
stuff to get
Mhm.
tight with it and be educated. I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I bring people with me who know how to make millions and billions so that we can do things in decency and order. What are you saying? I'm saying after my legacy, after I retire, I want to be able to
Mhm.
say that as a representative, that there were business owners or more that were that have built up their wealth and successful to pay it forward.
Mhm.
That is what I want to see as a legacy. I
Mhm.
want to see that the neighborhoods have changed. We
Yeah.
have pools, recreational pools that people can learn how to swim. Get some swimming
Mhm.
lessons with Rep Parker. We could be a lot
Mhm.
like those are the things, that could get
Mhm.
me in shape and all of
Mhm.
these type of things.
And
Mm-hmm.
figure out as communities, as neighborhoods, how to
Mm-hmm.
barter with each other. Somebody in the neighborhood
Mm.
might be a plumber, somebody might be an electrician. How can we barter with
Mm.
each other and then
Mm-hmm.
help to build each other's businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we move along, that's something we did years and years ago. It's still inside of us. We've just got to go back to that place. We don't have a choice. The choice
No.
is that, or you sit in a silo and suffer in silence for all the things that are happening in your home that nobody knows about until everything explodes,
And
right?
cooking. I want the cooking. I would love people to have something that I paid, I don't know, $20 or $30 a month. I
Yep,
would go somewhere and
yep,
learn how to cook and make certain
mhm,
dishes.
yep.
And because
I
guess
was
what?
doing that online when we were in. I would tell people to pay $30, made them go buy the thing, and they were online with me learning how to make Jamaican dishes.
Oh,
I did
no.
that for months
I loved it.
because I
I
gave
was
them the recipe for free, and they were like, "That's not helping us. Can you please teach us?" So I was doing this online with folks for months.
I love that.
And we can go back to that, right?
We
That's
can't, you know why? Because as we are living in the recession and things are being more expensive, Uber Eats,
mhm,
because you start looking at the bills. I ordered
mhm.
something the other day. I had to take my glasses all the way off
By the
because I'm
time they add the this, the fee, the that,
and the tip. We could have went to the grocery store and bought food for 2 weeks.
right, right, yes, yes.
That that's
See,
that's where needs to be. We want to do that, want to get that, and
mhm,
just how we can be better stewardess amongst ourselves,
mhm,
and also think about the therapy side, think about how we can talk to somebody on a couch, and
mhm,
there's no harm in anybody having going to see a therapist, because we are in a racial
mhm,
warfare that none of us have been prepared
mhm,
for,
mhm,
and the egregiousness and the boldness of people that don't look like me is outrageous and just disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And the fear that we know that race of people have
Mm-hmm.
of the brilliance and the boldness of African Americans
Mm-hmm.
and how they want to cripple us. And
Mm-hmm.
people can say, oh, we've been through this before, harder times. I'm saying
Man,
at
listen,
this rate, y'all, I don't know what y'all mean.
listen,
I've,
listen.
let me just say the policies that have been put in place and be way before me. Yes. Have they
Mm-hmm.
done those things to cripple us? Yes. But I share with everybody, you're on social media talking your business too much. And that's why they're so fearful. If they don't know all of these wealth, if they don't know that we're doing well, if they don't know that we're
I have
educated,
said this. I said, y'all stop talking. Stop talk. Stop telling them about going to Greece and France and Italy and all the. Stop talking. That they were watching for years and kept saying, "Oh,
that's
so
all they did.
they're making too much money now." And here we are trying to figure out how to buy groceries. Da, 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 da. We talk too damn much.
Listen, let me tell you, people think because that I'm a politician and a public figure. I had a person tell me they didn't even know I was married because they've never seen my husband.
Listen, and somebody said to me,
Hmm.
"What's your husband's name, Mister?" I'm fitting to call Mister.
to to that point. And I laughed. And then their response to me was, oh, because I never see him on social media.
You
I
don't
just
have to.
I just looked at the person. I said, that's your problem. I said, that is your problem. I was like, I said,
Mhm.
it's a person that I am old school. Your
Yeah.
personal is not for anybody
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
understand, to know about, to
Mhm.
even absorb. I said, there's nothing wrong with me seeing a sister saying, hey, sister, how you doing? You look cute. You okay? What a boom, boom. Love you. You smell good. We as women are always feeling the pressure of being the backbone of everything, but we're not getting the support. And this is what I'm saying, that we should be supporting each other in
Yeah.
times like this. And
Yeah.
even not times like this.
Yeah.
It's like when it's good, good for everybody. When it's
Yeah.
not good, I don't. And the best thing I love about working with you is I don't get the accolades nowhere. I don't want people to know the movement because they're going to start putting negative things about me in your ear and head. We move in silos and we keep it pushing.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
the relationship I love with the people who I represent.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
about bringing information to you that's
Mhm.
available from me and my state government capacity and pushing it even further.
Mhm. Agreed. Agreed. I absolutely agree. I love you, my sister. You know it's 7:42. Where's your hairdresser? Cause you know
I,
you.
I'm right on time waiting on her, and that's what you're supposed to be. I'm supposed to be her here. That's what you're right. You supposed to be. I'm supposed to be. That's what y'all know, politicians. Now I'm really in trouble. How she gonna be on time for the hairdresser, but she late for the meeting? She late for committee meeting. She late for being in session. Damn right, and I'm gonna keep being late, but I'm
Yeah.
be on time for the hairdresser.
Hairdresser. I hear you. Yeah. Renetta says, I have traveled and seen the world, but you would never know it. Yeah, I pulled
Yep.
all the
Ooh.
way back. There's
Mhm.
so much. Like I have hundreds of pictures of things. And I was like, I'm not posting this. I'm not posting that. I'm not posting this. Right. And so we just have to be incredibly mindful about,
Mhm.
everything that we say and do. Um,
It's a
yeah.
safety, but it's a safety because the thing that people
Yeah.
don't look at the way I look at it, it's a safety factor because desperate times calls for
For
desperate
desperate
measures.
measures.
And
Yeah.
when folks know they're gonna come try to rob you. So why give them
Hmm.
material to rob them?
Absolutely.
And I love it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't love the robbery. I just want us to be safe. I
Yes,
think on
ma'am.
another platform, we
Yeah.
need to talk about I'll connect you, just remind me, connect you with the sister who she's gonna I put it out in the atmosphere. She's gonna teach us gun safety. I feel that all of the women need to be very informed and we need to be
Mhm.
knowledgeable about gun safety.
Mhm. Yes, ma'am. I'll put that in your ear when I talk to you soon. I gotta get off because I've got somewhere else to be. Love you, my darling. Always a pleasure. We'll talk soon, okay?
And we're always gonna be the third. I love being the third, fourth, whatever
The third week
Friday.
of every month. Yes, third
I
Friday of every month. I
however
remind my.
I don't
Yeah.
care if I'm the third, I don't care if I'm the fourth, fifth, whatever. I
Okay.
just enjoy coming on
Yes,
with
ma'am.
you.
I'll let my
And
producer know to
yep,
put you to remember to put you back on the third Friday of every month because we have so much to talk about.
and
All
I'm
right.
ready.
Yeah, yes, you are. Bye, honey. I'll talk to you
Love
soon.
you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Um, I, Marguerite says, I am intentional about everything that I post. So am I. It may seem like I'm all over the place and willy-nilly and all that other stuff, but there are conversations that happens in my house with my husband all the time. Um, about people. It took me 5 years to to show his face. And folks, because I tend to block that I am a public figure. I do. I tend to block that sometimes, but I have to always remind him, just because somebody rolled up on, just be very mindful all the time, all the time, all the time. I stop. I very rarely post about the children, Mr. Professor. I just very rarely do that anymore. As I saw the handwriting on the wall and all the things, and I never named them, never put their names out here, never, all of that. So just be mindful. And if you are in the public eye, you see my husband, just keep it moving, right? Because sometimes folks just roll up on him and like, hey, Mister, he's like, and now, okay. A nice man, but he deserves his privacy too. So be really careful about that. And as for the gun safety, like all of those things, right? Just and I've said to all of you, don't knock on my door if I don't know you're coming. Your feelings gonna get hurt. I promise you. If you happen to know where I live, don't come knocking on my door. Please don't do it to yourself. I don't care how much I love you. I need to know. And like I've always said to all of you, there is no doorbell on my door on purpose. Yeah, it's purposeful, right? Go on about your business. Go on. I got people who it took them 10 years to realize know my name. My neighbor across they never knew my name until and she asked my husband, I don't really know your wife's name because we never told you. So it's all of those things. So just keep trying to figure out ways to protect yourselves as we move along here, especially now. We may have some old habits that we've done, but yeah, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Okay. All right. Change some things. Marguerite says, thank you, State Rep, for always being available. She's wonderful. I love how authentic she is. It's a lot going away. Yep. Yep. All right, darlings. I have to go. I will see you all Monday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. On November 11th, I will be off the air. I'm trying to decide if I should be on the air on election day, but I think I am going to be, just so I can give you and keep you an update. Don't be surprised if I show up in the middle of the day to give you a live update on what's going on out here in the streets as it applies to the elections. But yeah, take it easy. Halloween is around the corner. For me, every day is Halloween these days because of all the foolishness that's going on out here. Be kind in every way that you possibly can be. And if you can do something good for somebody today, do it. Don't post it on social media. Just do it. Okay? This episode of Mornings with Mother is officially over. I am Mother. I'll see you when I see you. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.